Hi everyone, I am Swapnil Banerjee and today in this video we shall learn about gametogenesis. We shall learn about it in three parts. Firstly, we shall talk about the basics, then we shall talk about spermatogenesis, and then we shall talk about oogenesis. And thus we shall complete the topic. And I shall also add the timestamps, so if you want you can jump to the exact topic. So now starting with the basics. So what is gametogenesis? Gametogenesis means formation of gametes from the primordial germ cell. And the primordial germ cell itself is derived from the epiblast. Now, how do they know whether to transform into spermatogenesis or oogenesis? So it depends on the presence of SRY gene. SRY means sex-related gene on Y chromosome. It is present at the distal end of the short arm of Y chromosome. If this gene is present, then it will follow the pathway of spermatogenesis. And if it is absent, then it will follow the pathway of oogenesis. And thus it is fixed whether it will transform into a sperm or an ovum. So primordial germ cell is basically a bipotent cell, and germ cell itself is a pluripotent cell. Pluripotent means it can form all the three germ layers. They are ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. And now if we talk about the zygote, it is a totipotent cell. Totipotent means it can form the embryonic and also the extraembryonic tissue. So that was everything about the basics of gametogenesis. Now we shall learn about spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis means the formation of sperm cells from the primordial germ cell. So what is the exact site for spermatogenesis? It is the seminiferous tubules of the testes, and it starts at the time of puberty. Now we shall talk about the steps of spermatogenesis. I shall also add a flowchart in this part of video so that you will be able to understand the concept better. So firstly we have the primordial germ cell which derives spermatogonia. There are actually two types of spermatogonia. One is type A and one is type B. So type A are pale kind of spermatogonia which actually undergoes the process of spermatogenesis for the formation of sperms. And type A helps to divide and replenish the storage of spermatogonia. Now mitosis occurs and we get the primary spermatocyte. After that, meiosis 1 occurs and we get the secondary spermatocyte. As you know, meiosis is the reduction division, and so number of chromosomes reduces to half. Now meiosis 2 occurs and we get spermatids. But this time number of chromosomes remain the same. After that, spermiogenesis occurs. It is not meiosis or mitosis. It is basically a kind of transformation of spermatids to spermatozoa or sperm cells. So in this step also the chromosome numbers remain the same, and thus spermatogenesis gets completed. Now try to remember some important numbers, that from one spermatogonia we get 16 primary spermatocytes, and from one spermatocyte we get 2 secondary spermatocytes, and from one secondary spermatocyte we get 2 spermatids. And this complete process of spermatogenesis takes up to 70 to 74 days. So that was everything about spermatogenesis. Now we shall talk about oogenesis. So oogenesis is the process by which primordial germ cell forms into ovum or female pronucleus. Oogenesis follows almost all the steps we have already discussed in spermatogenesis, but there are a few twists. Like spermatogenesis used to start during puberty, but oogenesis start in the intrauterine life. And it also get arrested between multiple steps. So now we shall talk about the steps of oogenesis. So firstly, the primordial germ cell derives into the oogonium, and oogonium after mitosis forms the primary oocyte. Primary oocyte goes into meiosis 1, and here comes the first phase. Here the process of oogenesis gets arrested. It gets arrested in the prophase 1 diplotin phase. So after it gets arrested in the meiosis 1, the follicular cells surround it and also form the primordial follicle. And at the time of puberty, due to LH surge, it again resumes and completes the meiosis 1. And this time it forms one site and one polar body, and also goes into meiosis 2. But here comes the second twist of our story. Here also the oogenesis get arrested, and this time it gets arrested in the metaphase 2 stage. And at the time of fertilization, the meiosis 2 gets completed, and this time it helps in the formation of one ovum or female pronucleus and the second polar body. So you will have to remember oogenesis start during the time of intrauterine life. Then at the time of meiosis 1 it gets arrested, and that again continues at the time of puberty. Now it again gets arrested at the time of meiosis 2, and that continues during the time of fertilization. And here you will have to remember that one oogonium gives rise to one female pronucleus or one ovum. So that was everything I wanted to tell you about gametogenesis. I hope it was very easy to understand for you all. Subscribe to this channel for more such educational videos. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.